Good morning, we are Group 11 and we will be presenting our project on cloud computing and big data. Here are the contents. Introduction. Our group decided to do a wedding services website using PHP, HTML and CSS where it will include admin functions and CRUD functions. It will also require a database to store all our data from the website. We will dive deeper into how we plan our design of our website. Phase 1 Design. So our group worked together to figure out all the requirements that our wedding services website needed, which includes scalability, fault tolerance, performance, and efficient session management. We then planned to deploy it on the cloud as it is cost efficient, scalable, and it has cloud migration. We chose IaaS and PaaS for our cloud model service, as well as cloud storage and database as our means to store our files and database that we plan to use MySQL to host. Lastly, we needed high availability and security, and we decided that options such as the AWS Elastic Load Balancer would be our best bet. I will then pass on to Tong Wei.
Thank you, Jovan. I'll now be covering the phase 2 part of our project, which is the implementation phase. Our implementation phase involves 5 steps as shown. We have set up the necessary AWS infrastructure for our web application as shown in the diagram. In our EC2 instance, we configured them to serve PHP through Apache servers and ensured that the instances are optimized for performance based on the anticipated traffic. For networking, we have configured the network using AWS Virtual Private Cloud, segmenting the network into public and private subnets. The public subnets will house the EC2 instances serving web traffic, while databases and other internal services like RDS will be hosted in private subnets. For security measures, we have set up security groups to allow only necessary traffic to our EC2 instances. We have also implemented IAM rules to control access to AWS resources, ensuring the least privilege principle. For web application deployment, we have EC2 configuration, where we installed necessary PHP packages and configure the Apache web server. We also set up PHP FPM to handle PHP requests efficiently. For application code deployment, we have set up GitHub and cloned our project onto the EC2 instances for continuous integration and continuous deployment. This ensures seamless updates to our codebase. Lastly, we have static asset management, where we store static files in the EC2 instance storage and link this to the web application. Next will be our database setup. Our database setup is mainly using MySQL for database management. For RDS instance setup, we chose MySQL as our database engine, where we created a script for the database in console and launched it. We then configured it with multi-AZ deployment to ensure fault tolerance and high availability. And for database connectivity, we've ensured that our PHP application can securely connect to the database by ensuring that our path to the web application links correctly to the database. Next will be load balancing, where we implemented AWS Elastic Load Balancer to distribute incoming traffic. For load balancer configuration, we created an ELB that routes traffic to the EC2 instances. The load balancer then ensures that no single instance is overwhelmed by incoming requests, improving the overall performance of the web application. Health checks were also configured within the ELB to monitor the status of the instances, ensuring traffic is routed only to healthy instances. And last but not least, we have monitoring and autoscaling. For monitoring, we used Amazon CloudWatch to set up custom metrics for tracking resource usage. We've also set up alerts to notify when instances are over or underutilized. For autoscaling, we've configured autoscaling groups to automatically increase or decrease the number of EC2 instances based on the traffic demand. This ensures the application remains responsive during traffic surges while minimizing costs during low traffic periods. That's all for phase 2. I'll now be passing on the time to Hadi.
Thank you, Tong Wei. I'm Hadi, and I'll be talking about phase 3 analysis. We've evaluated the performance of the web application using Apache JMeter to simulate verifying traffic load and have identified several key metrics such as response time, request throughput, error rates, and database query times. We carry out 3 testing, for example, low traffic scenario, spike in traffic scenario, and lastly, endurance test. I will only be going through endurance test as it is often considered the most critical because it evaluates the web application long-term stability and reliability under continuous load. Moving on to the first test using the view result tree. The view result tree displays individual HTTP requests and all successful with green check marks and a 200 OK status code. Response time shows a latency of 1244 and a total of 2148 ms, reflecting an increase due to higher load. Headers, response size, and encoding information confirm the integrity of each response under load. Moving on to the summary report. Summary report shows total sample, average response time, throughput, error rate, standard deviation, and lastly, average response size. Next will be the graph result. The graph result visualizes key metrics such as average response time, deviation spike, and lastly, throughput. Moving on to the cost breakdown of AWS Explorer, the AWS Cloud Hosting offers cost-effective pay-as-you-go pricing with dynamic scalability, automatically adjusting resources based on demand. Services like EC2, RDS, and S3 are optimized for cost efficiency, reducing infrastructure management, which is reflected on our breakdown receipt here. Now I'll pass on my time to Ranson, who will be going through scalability assessment. Thank you.
In our scalability assessment, we monitored, tested, and evaluated 3 forms of scaling present in our application. Positive results were obtained for all forms of scaling since we are able to demonstrate the ability of our architecture to redistribute traffic effectively and handle demanding workloads. We tested the reliability and fault tolerance by simulating 2 different failure scenarios. In this first scenario, it shows that due to autoscaling, a replacement instance will be launched when the EC2 instance has been terminated. This ensures no downtime as traffic is rerouted to healthy instances. In the RDS failover scenario, the charts and logs show that RDS database was not affected by the failover because read replicas were set up. It is evident from these 2 scenarios that our application can recover from failures gracefully.
I'll be going through our product demo of our wedding website. We have our homepage, our About Us page, our projects page, our services page, and lastly, the Contact Us page that the user can use. Now I'll go through the process of registration and logging in as a user. So if you sign up, example, name of Felix, you can give your name, username, email, password, address, and a valid phone number. And then you have to agree to the terms and conditions. So once you have registered, you are able to log in. So after logging in, you're able to perform the user's functions such as ordering a package. So if we choose wedding package B, you can choose a wedding date and any special requests and proceed to payment. So at the payment page, you're able to choose which card you would like to pay with. Our card number, expiry month, the year, and the CVV. So you can see that the orders have been confirmed. And next, user is able to contact them. So they're able to ask for about anything. And you can see that the message has been sent to the wedding website. And now I'll be going through the admin functions and show the CR union functions that the admin can see. So we have the admin dashboard where you can see the wedding orders, and you can see that Felix has just ordered something, and we're able to edit their orders with the scenario that they have requested to change, such as like their wedding date. So if you want to change their wedding date, we are able to update it as shown. Next, we can see the members that the website also has, and we're able to edit their details. So we would like to edit Daniel away to another user. You can see that it is changed, and we're also able to add a user. You can see that Kit has been added as a user. Next, we have our wedding packages where we are able to update either the name or the price of the wedding package, such as, so if we update the price, you can see that it's reflected here. And lastly, we're able to see the customer inquiries and get back to them as soon as possible, such as the one that Felix has just sent in earlier, where he was asking about anything.
That concludes the demo and our group presentation. Thank you.